Yeah. And anyway, just go to the point. Seriously speak. Bounce back. Brent Ho. Brent Ho.
My brother.
Okay, before I start my speech, because my speech title is Bounce Back, so I'm going to explain what bounce back is. Bounce back is become confident and become successful after being ill or having difficulties. So let me make a sentence for you. Hey, bounce back, your life have to move on. So it's what bounce back means. Okay. So have you met someone who always making faces when they're talking? And have you ever met someone who always barks a lot? And have you, okay, let's say, do you have this kind of experience that when you're sitting on the bus and the person next to you just keep swinging his or her feet, his or her knees against yours? And you may wonder what kind of the person it is. Well, let me tell you the answer. The person is the person with Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome, TS. Tourette syndrome is a neurological disorder of brain that causes uncontrollable voices and muscular tics. So it's pretty hard for us to imagine. Okay, I'll show you. When you're speaking, when you're talking, you will constantly making like yeah, things like that. Yeah. This is serious because they speak like this. Like whenever they speak, just yeah. So the most famous case is Brent Cohen. Brent Cohen is the recipient of a Georgia State the Best Teacher of the Year award, and he was born in a divorced family, and his father thought that he's always described his Tourette syndrome as some kind of purposefully misbehaving, and that's what most people thought back then. But there was one time Brad was asked to stand on the class stage, and his teacher asked him to apologize to all of the classmates because he kept making noises. And Brad did apologize to his classmates, and he truly felt so sorry, and felt so sorry for interrupting the class. And he even promised that he will never do that again. Although he knows it's kind of the promise that he will never be able to keep, but he still do it. And he didn't bear grudge against his teachers because almost every teacher that he had ever had done this to him, and he has already got used to it. So back then, at the time, there's few people know what Tourette syndrome is, and psychologists say that Brad was kind of mentally ill, and mediums say that Brad was possessed by some kind of evil spirit, and Brad's dad say he was just a mischievous kid who liked to challenge everybody around him. And not until Brad's mother found out that there was actually a name for Brad's behavior, and everybody understood Brad's behavior and started to pity on Brad. But what Brad needs is not sympathy. He don't want to be like other people with Tourette syndrome who always kept themselves at home and self-pity themselves. And instead, he has a dream. He wants to be a teacher that he never had. So he applied for 25 schools, and not until the last one did he get a job, did he become a teacher. And he always teaches his students to not to be afraid of being who you are. You just have to show yourself. And whenever you walk by Brad's class, you always hear students laughing. And that's what I think that Brad deserved the best teacher of the year. Okay, now you guys now know the story of Brad. So I want you guys to think about the difficulties that you have encountered recently. So, okay, let's say, if you think you're the person who will never get the best speaker, no matter how hard you try, you just didn't get it, and what would you do? Let me tell you the answer. The answer is, you have to think about Brad and bounce back. Come on, say it again. 1, 2, 3. Think about Brad and bounce back. That's right. Because You know, Brad cannot even finish a complete sentence without yeah, that's right. And now he's one of the most successful speakers. And okay, if you think you always mess up the variety session, you also always mess up evaluation session, and you think you failed to be a good session master. And what would you do? Think about Brad and bounce back. That's right, think about Brad and bounce back. Because people like Brad, you know, he should supposed to lock himself at home and self-pity himself, but he didn't. Instead, he's so optimistic, and he dared to pursue his dream. And he even dared to go to library and theater. Well, it's kind of improper thing to do because it's kind of annoying. But what I'm trying to say is that you have to save yourself from the pessimistic mist and try to bounce back whenever you get frustrated. So that's the point. And if you think, okay, let's say, if you think you sent so many application forms to so many corporations, but there's no one of it contact you, and what would you do? You have to think about Brad, yeah, that's right, and bounce back. Yeah, because Brad sent like 25, he had 25 interviews with different principals, and not until the last principal he did interview with did he get the job. So, it's Brad's perseverance that keeps it going, that makes him such a successful teacher. Okay, this time, if you think you're so stupid that you will never be able to accomplish any single thing, so what would you do?
I know.
Tell me.
Think about Brad.
Okay, Chris, I have to tell you, this time, you are wrong. Because this time, you have to think yourself. Think about ourselves. Because you have to believe that you can do anything. You can do anything once you set your mind to do it. And you have to believe that you should be proud of yourself. Like you can do anything. And you can do anything if you set your mind to do it. But there's one thing that Brad will never be able to accomplish. Like he will never be able to accomplish. Do you know what it is?
Become a woman.
No, come on. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Do you want to know?
Yes.
No, I'm not going to tell you unless you really want to know. Do you want to know?
Yes.
Okay. So what Brad can never be able to accomplish is play hide and seek. Yeah, hide and seek. Yeah, Toastmasters of the evening. Thank you.